What's going on, y'all? Just asked you guys on my Instagram stories to give me any questions you might have to do a Q&A across YouTube. So here we are. I'm gonna go through a few of the responses that I got, questions that I got on Instagram, and give you guys my best response. At ya boy Keem asks, who wins a game to 11, you or at the Tony Johnson, 4 dribble max? Well, your boy Keem, you know that I love playing against my guy Tony Johnson. With a limited dribble restriction, I got myself, but if you take those dribble limits off, Tony's gonna wax me. He's too quick, he's too good with the handle. I'll give that win to Tony, more than 4 dribbles, but for 4 dribble max, I'm taking myself, I'm betting on myself. At Punit_PM2, how did you become a great baller? A lot of it's just practicing repetition. You know, you want to make sure that you focus on the right things when you get into controlled settings, but then you have to put yourself in game implementational series. You got to be out there playing and trying to implement the things that you are working on, because if you don't, it makes it very hard to implement that stuff when you get into a live game. So I played a ton of 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 growing up, so that way I can make sure to implement the things that I was doing, you know, while I was playing. At Nathan Doob, favorite 1-on-1 move? Jab, anything jab related is my favorite, that's my go-to. So shimmy jab, drop jab, lift fake jab, anything that incorporates, starts out a triple threat involving a jab step, you know I'm gonna do. At Chief_Drew34, what's your go-to move down by 2 with 4 seconds left in the game? I'll probably go lateral bound. Just create some form of lateral separation to get into a shot. Don't need to do much, just create an angle to get into that pull-up. I love going right, so turn, dribble, or in and out, create that lateral space, and then hesitate to get into that shot while stepping into my pull-up. Puts that defender back on their heels and allows me to get enough space to get into my shot. It's a good question. At Chief_Drew34, again, who is your fave NBA player and why? Favorite NBA player or ex-NBA player was Manu Ginobili. I got compared to him from Max Preps, which was an online platform for Northern California, NorCal Hoops, at a very young age. So in high school as a freshman, I got compared to Manu Ginobili, and I thought that was such an honor, and I really it stuck with me. It's just one of those moments, one of those instances that really affected my career. And you know, being a lefty, a fellow lefty, being a slasher who played very similar to him at the time, you know, I thought that was such a great honor, and it stuck with me, so he became my favorite player. Even through the extent of his career, the end of his career, I think Manu probably holds the torch for being one of my favorite players of all time. At _LA01_, when you're shooting, what do you say or think of? Some people say focus to themselves, some just ... So when I'm shooting, I'm constantly confident. I'm not talking to myself before or after. I'm kind of putting myself into a soft focus zone. So there's hard focus, where it's just your sole intent is on that item. There's soft focus, where you have to also be able to use your peripherals, visualize, see things that are going on outside the court. You have to be able to transfer that focus energy from soft to hard focus when getting into your shot. So I'm not really talking to myself, I'm more so surveying and keeping that same level of confidence throughout the entire game. I guess to answer your question roundabout, I am always talking to myself throughout the games, or talking to my teammates throughout the games, and that helps me to become more confident with myself. When you guys can build somebody else up or talk to your teammates with confidence, it's gonna be a lot easier to hold that same level of confidence for yourself. If you're one of those players that doesn't want to say much throughout the course of the game, or wants to keep to himself, it makes it very hard to be able to translate that to that internal confidence. So having an external confidence to help promote and build your teammates up will provide a little bit of higher level of internal confidence to be able to get yourself through your shot. I hope that answered your question. At Boston Falls 18, when can I add in-season skills training if I train with my team 3 times per week plus a game? So very, very good question to ask, especially when you're in season. Now there's always good things to do from a skill set perspective, but a lot of it needs to be refinement. So in the off season, we're trying to hone in new skill sets, or we're trying to expand our reach, or extend our bag, as the phrase is, so to speak. But when you get in season, you do have a lot of requirements, especially being in high school or college, having to juggle between everything, or amongst everything that you have extracurricular. You got to be able to find that proper balance of how you're allocating your time. You also don't want to put too much stress on the wrong parts of your game that you're not going to be able to see or be able to do while you're in mid-season form. So I highly suggest picking a couple of spots that you find yourself throughout the course of the game, and then being able to utilize those set shots or controlled shots for your in-season skills training. It doesn't need to be a long session. I'd suggest between 40 and 45 minutes of just going through free throws and your shots, both set shots and active shots in game situations, just so you can get that proper refinement for in-season success. That's a great question. This will be the last one, at a.baines.30. Best handles workout, how to get elite handles. That is a great question, and there are so many different ways to be able to hone in on your handle and your ability to be able to dribble the ball. We have a couple of great sources. I'll drop the links to you guys below of programs that our guys use, both our pros and our amateurs, and they've seen amazing success and results from. So you guys can click that link below to drop, or to be able to find a few of the workouts and a couple of the programs that we have to help hone in on the dribble on your handle and become an elite level ball handler. All right, guys, I had a blast doing this Q&A. We're going to be doing a lot more. I hope some of the things that I said shed some light on how we operate and how I kind of think and do my process, both playing and from a training sphere. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Take care, guys.